Good evening and welcome to Center Grove High School here for the regional championship here for the 4A Sectional 9. Richmond playing as the home team this evening from Center Grove playing as the visitors. Starting on the mound here this evening this morning here for the Red Devils is Xander Jude. Xander has done a great job for the Red Devils this season, including 10 strikeouts last against Muzzy Central, and then had a full game pitched against the championship game here last on Monday. Richmond, of course, beating. First pitch there is going to be up and high of the zone for ball one. Second pitch, I thought it was going to be wide left, but that one catches the plate there. That one's going to be far outside of the plate that time. I thought it was just a little bit further than the last one, so it looks like his zone's going to be a little bit farther outside if he's consistent tonight. Here's the pitch from Jude again. That one right down the middle. That one's going to be poked out to deep left center, and that one's going to hit off the fence. He's going to have at least two bases. He's going to go for three. No, holds up at two. And that one was just poked perfectly into the gap. I'm not 100% sure what the distance is to the outfield here, but it is a pretty decent size shot here. Beautiful facilities here from Center Grove High School. McClurg was the one that hit that double. McClurg, number 11. We're going to see Delp now. Checking the runner at second. Here's Jude with the pitch. That one hit the dirt about halfway to the plate. Tried to pick the runner off at second as he had a pretty big lead. Couldn't get the ball there in time, though. First time the Red Devils have played here this season, obviously. Center Grove has beautiful facility. It's a full turf field. They played at Earlham a couple weeks ago. That one's lost. Runner in. Route for third base. He gets there. Pitch or throw is off the target, and they're going to get a run in on an error. So Richmond already has one error, and they don't even have an out yet. But as I was saying, this is a full turf field. Very nice facilities up here in Center Grove. First two pitches up for Delp were both in the dirt. We'll see what Jude can do on the third exchange here as he steps off for a time from the batter and resets. Delp steps back into the batter's box here. Jude gets set. Here's the 2-0 count, and that one just catches the outside. Two-one count now here for Xander Jude. Here's the windup. That one's far and inside. Almost hit him. Lucky it didn't. It's a 3-1 count. Contact made. This time it's a base hit out to right field. Don McKinley fields that one easily. And they he rounded first. Looked like he wanted to go second. Held up kind of late there. So Delp is going to get the second hit here in the game. Still no outs here in the top of the first. Center Grove leads Richmond 1-0. And interestingly enough, they did not charge an error on that wild throw at third. So it's going to be no errors, 2 hits here for the Trojans on a 1-0 count from Jude, this time for Grant, the pitcher. Ball that time was in the dirt. It's going to be a 2-0 count now. Grant, and from what I've been hearing, we'll talk about this a little bit more later on, the pitcher here for the Trojans is the real deal. Going to Tennessee next season as a senior here, looking for the regional championship here for Center Grove. Richmond hoping to pull off the upset as the visiting team. But no good. That one went foul. So it's a 2-1 count now here for the Red Devils, Xander Jude. Grant, the left-hander, here's the pitch. Contact made again to the right fielder, Don McKinley. That time got a single out of it. Ball is going wild, trying to get down to it. Third baseman does, and Center Grove is going to run in another run. No out still here in the top of the first. So Grant gets a double out of that one. So they've had 2 doubles and a single now off of 2 hits. The scoreboard says 2 errors, but Game Changer says none here for the Red Devils. I think I'd probably agree with the 2 errors at this point. And we've already got a mound visit here from Coach Wilson of the Red Devils. They're looking back to the dugout now. They're starting to break apart. I'm not sure what's going on. Coach Wilson was not out. I apologize. He was giving direction from the dugout.
Pitcher number 1, Gannon Grant.
So they've got 2 Grants back-to-back in the lineup here. Tried to go for a bunt. That one didn't work. It's going to be an 0-1 count. This is actually Grant, the pitcher, number 1. The last Grant, G. Grant, first initial as well. Really threw me off there. So number 1's the starting pitcher going to Tennessee next season. He's at bat right now. The other Grant, number 6, at second base. That one's going to be low. Jalen Lewis, the catcher here for the Red Devils this evening, really wanted that one. Tried to frame it up, just couldn't get there in time. So it's an 0-1 count now here, or 1-1 count, excuse me, for the Red Devils here. Top of the first, down 2-0. Xander Jude has already given up 3 hits here in the top of the first. Man on second, there's the pitch. That one's going to be down low and outside as well for ball number 2. Xander Jude has struggled. Usually, you know, you can get away with saying the pitcher just needs to settle in, just needs a couple innings. Richmond doesn't have a couple innings, down 2-0 already, and I don't expect the Trojans to let up anytime soon. That one's far and inside, but he catches they say he catches the zone. That one was a little surprising to me. It's a 2-2 count. First time we've seen Jude have the advantage in the count here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. First strikeout here for Jude. But they were able to get a stolen base from second to third. So Grant is going to be on third. That brings up the first out, though, here for Jude. Hopefully that gives him a little bit of confidence, gives himself the opportunity to settle in here to this contest. He has been all over the place. Hopefully starting to dial in and find a zone. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be outside. If he was a right-hander, that one probably would have hit him. So here's Jude this time, runner on third. Here comes the pitch, 1-0 count. That one again in the right-hand batter's box. Brings up a 2-0 count here. Here's the pitch that time. That one was going to be inside and up for ball 3. No strike, so you don't expect him to swing at this one whatsoever, having a runner on third base, only one out. There's the strike right down the middle. First strike of this exchange here for Jude. Stewart at the plate here for the Trojans. Jude on the mound at Grant at third. There's the pitch. That one far outside. Jalen Lewis is doing his best to frame these up, but he can only do so much. So now with runners on the corner, only one out, the Red Devils are in real deep trouble.
Number 4, Grpve.
Tristan Yemen now up to bat here for the Trojans. Number 4 here, Xander Jude again in trouble. Jalen Lewis calls for time here, and he looks like he's about to adjust the lineup here, gives a signal. Runner at first is getting a decent lead here. Xander Jude checks the runner at first, checks him again. Gets set. Here's the pitch right down the middle. Contact made out to shallow right field. Don McKinley comes up. He's going to field that one easily for the second out here. Good hustle by Don McKinley. I said it looked easy, but I guarantee you I could not have done that myself. That was very impressive. Good athleticism by the right fielder. So the second out here for the Red Devils, if they can hold right now with runners on the corner and not give up a run, best position the Red Devils could be in all day. That pitch was far inside. Very different showing from Jude from what we saw Monday, winning the sectional championship for Richmond against Pendleton Heights. That ball was far and inside again. Runner advances from first and is able to steal. No throw to attempt to take out the runner at second from Jalen Lewis. Held onto the ball this time. 2 outs, 2 balls, no strikes. Runners on second and third. Runner on second's getting a pretty good leadoff for not having the second or shortstop right there. And that one was very far outside, but I won't argue the call. They give him the strike anyways. So it's a 2-1 count now here with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Got to imagine this pitch is going to be low. Try to keep it close. That one catches the batter's box again. And they call it for strike 2. So it's a 2-2 count now with 2 outs. Richmond down 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. Again, Richmond playing as the home team. Center Grove playing as the visitors. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the top of the first inning here for Xander Jude. Gave up 3 hits and a walk and 2 runs, but we'll give him an opportunity to settle in here. Again, this broadcast is brought to you by the Richmond Flying Mummies. We'll talk a little bit more about them here in just a moment. You're listening to the Brendan Evans Show right here Back here live from Center Grove High School here in Center Grove, Indiana. We want to once again thank the Richmond Flying Mummies baseball team here for sponsoring this broadcast and allowing this to happen. Without their help, we really could not have made it all the way here and dealt with all the expenses that come along with doing this. So we want to thank the Richmond Mummies for allowing the coverage here for your Red Devils. Again, Richmond down 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Richmond playing as the home team. Center Grove playing as the visiting team. A little bit of issue here with the equipment malfunction here for the catcher. Xander Jude leading off here for the Red Devils. A good showing for the Red Devils fans here with the hour-and-a-half trip. I didn't know what to expect, but they showed up very well today. Robert Lee, of course, in attendance, the athletic director here for Richmond High School. That pitch was, wow, far wide, and I thought it didn't even catch the zone. I couldn't even see it. It came in so fast. So it's an 0-1 count. Pitcher here on the mound is Grant. Here's the pitch. That one's low in the zone, and that one's another strike. Listen, I'm a Richmond fan, but it's going to be fun to watch this kid throw today. Two insanely quick pitches. Here's the next one, and strikes Xander Jude out swinging. So that's going to bring up number 10, Tyrell Brown, and we can only hope that, the Richmond batters get an opportunity to watch this kid throw, see it, and adapt to it. Grant here going to Tennessee next year. I was just told during the break that one's going to be high and outside. That one's ball one here for Tyrell Brown. I was just told during the break that Grant, the starting pitcher here for the Center Grove Trojans, was also the starting quarterback for the varsity team. That one's going to be low and outside for ball two. And on top of that, he is one of 7 or 8 players here for the Center Grove baseball team that is a D1 commit. And these are very high-level D1 programs. Tennessee, Texas A&M, among some others. Ball is dropped, and Tyrell Brown made contact and is safe on the error from the shortstop. So Richmond is on base here for the first time tonight. Off of an error, yes, but on base nonetheless.
Number 7, Weston Jones.
Weston Jones now up to bat here for the Red Devils in the 3-hole here for Richmond. Pickoff attempt at first. He's safe. I thought he almost had him that time. That was close. So here's Grant with the pitch this time. That one's going to be inside. And Richmond's really going to have to watch their eye on this one today man, Grant just has a heck of an arm. Yeah, it's possible to get contact on him, but just better base running is what's going to win you this game today. Here's the pitch this time. Contact fouled off to the right side. My God, that was terrifying up here. We're set up on top of the press box, and anytime a ball goes straight up, I might be running for the fences. So here's the count, 1-1 with 1 out here. Tyrell Brown is on first. Another pickoff attempt is safe. Center Grove thought they had him that time. Weston Jones here at the plate for Richmond. Another pickoff attempt. I think at this point he's probably thrown more pickoff attempts than he has pitches. Here comes the attempt. Contact made out to right field. That one going foul and out of play. It's so weird coming from McBride Stadium to a place like this because at McBride there's so much foul territory. Your player couldn't even make a play on that one out in right field, but it was just out of play. When you have a field like McBride, there's so much more foul territory, and it really changes the game. That one really would have been out at McBride, I think, in my opinion at least. Here comes the pitch. Contact made again. Ground on the ground here. Foul territory to the right side again, and he is fighting. Weston Jones here is fighting to stay alive here in this contest. It's a 1-2 pitch. Momentarily coming, runner on first with one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Here comes the pitch. Contact made. Bat is shredded. When's the last time you saw a bat break into 3 pieces? That's crazy. Coach Wilson comes out and helps clean up the pieces of the bat. I said it went into 3 pieces, but I think they picked up about 5 smaller ones. That bat was absolutely shredded. Here's the 1-2 count. One out here with Tyrell Brown at first. Pickoff attempt, that time no good. Again, Tyrell Brown is paying attention out there. I thought they've had him at least 2 or 3 times now on these pickoff attempts here at this at bat. So here's Grant, the Tennessee commit here. It's a 1-2 count with one out. Tyrell Brown goes. Contact made out to center field. Tyrell Brown's going to have to head back, and he slides in head first as Weston Jones is going to be out. Jay Burdett's going to come up now here for the Red Devils, the first baseman. The designated hitter, Jay Burdett. Jay Burdett homered in the doubleheader at McBride Stadium against the Lafayette Jeff Broncos. This would be the perfect opportunity to get some electricity in the Richmond dugout here. Pickoff attempt at Tyrell Brown, and you see that leadoff for Tyrell Brown is starting to shorten every time that ball goes back his direction. And here's Grant with the pitch. Bunt from Jay Burdett went straight back into the net. And that one shook the press box with the way this net is set up. It's actually really cool. They don't have a ton of seating here like McBride does, but they do a lot with the little space that they have. It's really nice facilities out here. The net connects all the way up to the press box here. So here's Grant. It's an 0-1 count here with Tyrell Brown at first, and he gets a lead off. Contact made out to the pitcher, and he's going to trot over and toss it over to the first baseman, and Jay Burdett is going to be out here for the 3rd out of the inning. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll have more regional championship game baseball on the Britton and Evans Show.
King Jackson Burnett.
Jackson Burnett here leading off, the designated hitter for the Trojans. Top of the second, Richmond down 2-0. Already given up 3 hits and committed 2 errors as the Red Devils. 1 error here for the Trojans. That first one's no good outside of the zone. It's going to be 1-0 count now. No runners on base. Here's the pitch from Jude, and that one almost, whoa. Okay, I was about to say, it almost hit the batter, but he swung into it, and that's why it hit him. I thought they were going to award the base to him for a moment, but it's a 1-1 count here for Jude. Jude, a very, very good pitcher here for the Red Devils, but you see the difference in the pitching here when it came to Grant, the D1 Tennessee commit, and then Jude as well. I think the Red Devils have a lot of competition here to play up to. So here's Jude. It's a 1-1 count, no outs here in the bottom or in top of the first. That one's going to catch the zone on the inside for strike 2. And I may be wrong, but I think this is the first time Jude has been on the better side of a 1-2 count. So here's the contact out to left field. That one is going to hit the ground. Left fielder not able to reel it in. It's going to be a good base hit. I really thought Logan Belanger was going to be able to come up and make a play on that one, but he was just out of reach. So now we see Reed Sawa, number 3 here for the Trojans. Here's the pitch from Jude. That one way outside. Runner almost went for it, thought the ball was going to go behind him. Again, not a ton of space behind the runner here, or behind the plate here, like there is at McBride. Here's the bunt attempt. That time was inside, so it's going to bring up a 2-0 count now for Sawa. Bunt attempt that time. Usually if they think it's out of the zone, they pull back, and I think that he didn't pull back, but it totally missed the pitch. It's a 2-1 count now here for Jude. Sawa goes for the bunt again. That one is put on the ground right in front of the catcher. Goes over. Ball is way over the first baseman's head, and that's going to send both runners an extra base. So it's going to be a bunt double here for the Trojans. No, they're calling him out. Whoa. Hold on. There's a conversation with the head coach here at home plate with the home umpire. The coach is not happy about that call as he storms off. Sounds like they're going to send the guy from third back to first, and the Red Devils are going to get their first lucky break here of the game, getting the first out at the top of the second inning.
Top of the order for Center Grove, now batting number 11, Drake McClure.
So we're going to see the top of the lineup now with McClurg, who went who got on base last time. I always think it's funny when the play is done and over with, 30, 60 seconds has passed, and the fans make sure they get their input into the umpire and call them by name there. That pitch is way outside into the right-handed batter's box. McClurg, a left-handed batter here. Jude now is 39 pitches in, as that pickoff attempt was no good. It looked like he fell on that turf. When you're not used to playing on turf, it gets weird, in every sport. Football, the ball bounces weird. Baseball, the ball glides weird. Even having different cleats for baseball, it's very, very weird. Here's the pitch, that time in the batter's box again, but that one was called a strike. Again, like I said earlier, if he was a right-handed batter, that would have hit him, and they called him a strike anyways. Well, like I said earlier, we won't argue. Here's the 1-1 count, 1 out. Pickoff at at first, no good. Runner is still there, safe. Center Grove now has 4 hits on the ball game. There's the contact deep out to left field. And that one's going to go out of play. The runner had a really good jump from first as well, so that really would have given a second. As much as I like Jalen Lewis, I don't think he would have been able to make the play on that, the catcher here for the Red Devils. I think the runner at first base just had a terrific jump on it and got out exactly where he needed to be. And batter swung, went out deep to left, and just couldn't make it there. Here's the pitch from Jude. Steal attempt again. Jalen Lewis with the ball. No good. That one's just, I don't think it would have been in time anyways, but it was off the mark as well. So runners now at second. It's a 2-2 count here with 1 out here in the top of the second. Here's McClurg. And there's ball 3, so it's a full count now here for the Red Devils. First time we've seen a full count here tonight with 1 out here for McClurg. Runner again on second. Here's the 43rd pitch from Jude. That one, oh, wow. Wow, that one was inside, no doubt about it, and they let him walk on it.
Now batting number 7, Liam Delp.
So here comes Liam Delp this time here for the Trojans. Again, 1 out here for the Red Devils. Runners on first and second. That one was behind the batter even, and again we see another guy slipping behind home plate with Jalen Lewis trying to come get the ball. And what I don't know if you noticed this. I have a guest with me up here in the press box kind of listening in. But when you seen Jalen Lewis knew that ball was going behind, he immediately took off and sprinted. The ball came back to him, and he was still running past the ball. McBride feels like it has an extra, we were talking about it Monday. My guest then said that it felt like an extra 90 feet behind it. So you could see there Jalen Lewis just not seeing the difference to this field quite yet. Deep shot out to left field. That one, Logan Belongia off the fence. Couldn't get that one saved. That's going to bring 1 runner in and another one here from first. So it's going to be a 2-run double here for Delp in the top of the second. So they've given up 2 runs per inning now. And you wonder what would have happened if that was called if that last batter was called a strikeout like it should have been. And now we have a stolen base after time was called, and nobody's going to say anything about it. Okay, now we're moving him back. Okay. I was just very confused. There was no conversation at first. I don't understand why Center Grove is upset with that decision. I mean, that time was called at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's the right call. Runners should go
So now we hear pickoff attempt at second. I don't know if that was more of a waste pitch over to the second baseman or what. Maybe he didn't have his footing, wasn't ready to pitch, and just needed to get rid of it and reset. But that one not even close to being a play at first. Contact made over to right field. So the second baseman comes over, cannot make a play in time. Runner from second is in to score. That's going to bring up 5-0 here for the Trojans in the top of the second.
Number 1, Gannon Grant.
And here's going to bring up the pitcher again, Gannon Brandt, who struck out last time. The first strikeout here for Xander Jude last inning. Could not have come at a better time here for Jude in the first inning, but now he sees him again in the second. We'll see how he fares with one out. And his brother Grant, number 6, at first base here. I found out during the break as well that they are brothers, the D1 commit here at the plate. First strike is going to be outside of the zone for a ball. Here's Xander Jude. That one, a good pitch inside the zone for strike one against Grant. And you got to think, both pitchers have now struck each other out in the first inning. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they fare against each other for the rest of the night. Not too often you see both teams having a DH, and it's not for the pitcher. So very excited to see how that one goes. Pickoff attempt at first, no good. Runner is safe. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one, they said, was just outside. I think it was in the zone horizontally, just a little too high. Contact made over to behind the dugout, actually. So Gannon Grant now at a 2-2 count. Runner still on first with a 2-2 count here. One out in the top of the second. Richmond down 5-0. Pickoff attempt on the run at, on the steal attempt at second. That one's no good, so runner's going to be safe at second. I'm also just being told Grady Grant is a TCU Horned Frogs commit. What a bloodline there between the Grant family. 2 D1 commits, same year. I bet they're twins, too. No confirmation on that one. We'll find out. So Grady Grant now at second. Grant, the pitcher here, the Tennessee commit. Pitch is on the way. That one's far outside for the walk here. And out of everyone on the field, offense and defense, there are 2 D1 commits, and they're both from Center Grove now.
Courtesy runner for the Trojans, number 21, Braylon Story.
It's a beautiful day for baseball. A little hot, a little sunny here from the top of the press box. Here's the pitch from Jude. That one going to be inside and low. Jalen Lewis had to slide to block that one from going into the backstop. So Hudson Stewart now here for the Trojans. Runners on first and second. And just to elaborate, 2 D1 commit runners on first and second. That pitch is going to be way outside for, looks like ball 2. So it's a 2-0 count with no out, or with 1 out here. Excuse me. Richmond has got to turn 2 here on this play, or else this could be disastrous. There's the pitch, and that one is hit into the backstop here. It's interesting to see there's no actual, like, hard fixed backstop. It's all net, so that ball's going to come in, absorb that energy, and go straight back out to the plate.
Down below from there is a hard backing.
Okay, there is a little bit of hard backing. Okay.
But it's probably got 3/4 of an inch of pad on the bottom of it, so, and with only about 25 feet to it, everything comes back kind of like a pitch return.
Swing on and a big hit out to left field. Logan Belongia gets underneath it, catches that one. Runner tags up at second. The relay over to third is not in time as runner is getting up from the slide before he even gets the ball. So that was Hudson Stewart, the senior.
Number 4, Tristan Yerman.
And now we see Tristan Yerman, the senior, again. And this is a very, very heavy team when it comes to seniors and juniors. Anyone playing against this team next year is going to be in big, big trouble. You can see their record on the screen. I believe it was 24-1, if my memory serves me correctly. 25-1, excuse me. There's the pitch. That one inside the zone for strike 1. Pickoff attempt at first is no good. First baseman was a little bit too far away from the bag to be able to make a play on that time. Check swing, but he didn't check it enough time, so that one's going to be good for strike 2 here. It's an 0-2 count from Center Grove High School here for the visiting Center Grove Trojans. Again, it's Tristan Yerman at the plate, runner on first and third. 0-2 count, almost hits him, goes right behind him, and the pitcher not there in time to battle the runner, so they're going to be able to get yet another run across the plate with Grady Grant. Grady Grant, just a junior. Gannon Grant, a senior, the pitcher here for the Trojans. So still at the plate is Tristan Yerman. It's an 0-2 or 1-2 count, excuse me, with 2 outs here. And they're going to say it hit him on the helmet. So they're going to get another walk, so it's going to be runners on first and second now. And Coach Wilson's going to get a quick trip out to the mound. We're going to take a quick break as well right here on the Brendan Evans Show. Richmond down 6-0 in the top of the second. Brendan Evans here live on the Brendan Evans Show from Center Grove, Indiana. Richmond down 6-0 here at the top of the second. 2 outs here in the inning. Runners on first and second. Xander Jude still holding in there strong for the Red Devils, still trying to find his footing. It's an 0-0 count. Here's the pitch. That one catches the corner for strike one. Jalen Lewis has done a pretty good job tonight, not letting too much behind him, and really putting a lot of effort into framing these pitches as well. Here's the pitch again. That one way inside. Almost hit the batter. So it's a 1-1 count now here with 2 outs in the top of the second. Xander Jude really needs to sit this batter down and get a break here. Get himself out of the sun. One good thing they're playing for as Center Grove playing as the visiting team is you're in a lot lighter colors. That ball hits off of the dugout here on the visitor side. So it's a 1-2 count now here for Xander Jude, has the advantage as the pitcher. 2 outs here with runners on first and second here in the top of the second. Richmond down 6-0. 6 hits here for the Trojans already. Here's the pitch on the way and struck him out looking. Xander Jude finally gets a break here as the Red Devils head back to the dugout. We'll head to break as well right here on the Brendan Evans Show. We'll be back in just a moment with more regional baseball. So we see Logan Belongia here now as we're back at on the Brendan Evans Show from Center Grove High School here in beautiful Center Grove, Indiana. Great facilities here. Logan Belongia, really you can accredit that championship win to Logan Belongia. Just getting the right hit at the right time, coming out of a slump. Let's see what he does here. That one was way low, it felt like. Maybe across the plate a little higher, I don't know, but it's an 0-1 count now here. Now that looked like almost the exact same pitch, exact same spot, and it's called a ball. So here's the third pitch. Contact made out to the right field. That one's going to be in foul territory and out of play. It's so easy to be able to sit up here and say that, oh, come on, that was way inside, or hey, that crossed the plate. These guys are in such a hard position. I mean, there's not too many other people that are taking a drink, getting a break in between innings. No, they're still on the field. They're making these hard decisions in real time. They don't get the chance to stop and think about it.
Right.
Here's another pitch. That one, strike 3, looking for Logan Belongia. Hopefully that's not the beginning of another slump for him in the bottom of the second here. Darwin Rowan's coming up now to bat for the Red Devils. Rowan is playing out of center field, one of our better hitters. Contact made and fouled off. Hit the ground and then went over the net. I don't know how often that happens where it hits something first and then goes over.
Not very.
A lot of power on that swing from Darwin Rowan. Here's the pitch. That one far inside. 1-1 count now. Brant, you have to throw a strike in this at bat. And that one isn't going to change. It's a 2-1 count now off of the foul tip there from Darwin Rowan to begin this, and 2 straight balls consecutively now. 2-1 count here, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Oh, he called it a strike. That one looked low too. I don't know though. Here's a pitch from Grant. It was a 2-2 count, brings it to 3-2 after that one is in the dirt. First time the catcher's really had to move to go after the ball from where he's already at. Very, very hot day here. Beautiful for baseball, though. Little bit of wind, not much going from left to right field. And that one's going to be struck out looking for Darwin Rowan.
First baseman, number 24, Jamison Hall.
So Jamison Hall going to come up now for the Red Devils. The last hope for Richmond to not go 3 up, 3 down here in this inning. All 3 would be on, or 2 strikeouts already this inning for Grant. That one fouled off. It's a 0-1 count with 2 outs now. New ball from the umpire now. Mike Medley, coach of the Richmond Red Devils, have done absolutely terrific with this program. Only a second year in, and even then it wasn't a full 2 years either. It's an 0-2 count now here for Jamison Hall after that one is fouled off. Not too often can the umpire dribble a baseball as he's walking it out to the pitcher. So Jamison Hall here for the Red Devils. Steps into the batter's box, taps home plate, and he's ready for what could be the last offer from the umpire at this the pitcher at this at bat if he's not careful. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down for the Tennessee commit. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Brendan Evans Show. Richmond trails 6-0 in the bottom of the second. Back here live from Center Grove High School, it's Brendan Evans here with Regional 9 Championship Baseball. This is Andrew Jude here with the pitch to start. I believe they said it was the 7-8-9 hitter that was up here for Center Grove next. I can't remember exactly what it was. to be completely honest. But nonetheless, here we go. It's a 0-1 count here, swinging miss here to start from Jackson Burnett. Contact made out to shallow left field. Logan Belange's there to field it, but they're going to give up a base hit.
Apologize for that. It is top of the third inning. Now batting for the Trojans, number 3, Reed Sala.
So it's Reed Sala here for the Trojans. First pitch, a ball. Contact made off of the second offering here from Xander Jude out to right field. Don McKinley fields it in a fly out here for out number 2 in the top of the third. And this is what the Red Devils need. If they can start to rally, get a lot of outs here early, get your batters more opportunities, they could battle their way back into this ball game down 6-0. Drake McClurg now, the junior here for Center Grove. It's crazy to me that they don't even have a sophomore on the roster. They have one sophomore, number 21, Braylon Story. But other than that, steal attempt at second, that one's good. Pitch was called a strike. Jalen Lewis just did not have the arm to get it there in time. But they have quite a few players on their roster and only one sophomore. They definitely have the numbers here at Greenfield. Looks like beautiful facilities. The press box has 2 stories over on the football field. Here's the pitch from Jude. That one's going to be far outside. They're going to still call it a strike. Umpire seems like he's got an extended zone when it comes to the outside of the batter. Here's the pitch from Jude. That one high and outside as well. Same spot horizontally, just a little bit higher vertically. So I think it was just outside of the top of the zone, or else he would have been able to get that call. Here's the pitch from Jude, right down the middle. Contact made in the infield, and Jude comes over to get the pop out himself. Brings up out number 2 now. Runner on second, down 6-0. This would be the first inning they hold Center Grove scoreless.
Number 7, Liam Delp.
If they can close this out at least. Liam Delp, number 7, the junior, coming up now for the Trojans. Xander Jude, aligned all the way to the very left side of the mound there. Still waiting on the first pitch here. Batter takes a while to get adjusted and set. Jude checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch way outside, and Jalen Lewis loses it. What I don't personally like to see is when there's a wild pitch, Jude is not hustling up to the home plate. I would like to see him really hustling and bustling to get up there because, that one may not have been fully on Jude, but at the same time, that's partially his fault and his responsibility to cover.
Really needs to get down there to the plate, get that covered.
So here's the 1-0 count here. 2 outs. Runner on third now. Advanced from first off of the stolen base and then the wild pitch there. And that one was at the batter's head If he didn't duck, he would have had a free base out of it. Nonetheless, here's a 2-0 count. Runner on third. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss from Liam Delp. This is really where you need momentum and encouragement from your Richmond dugout, and we're really not hearing anything from them all day. Here's the pitch again. That one's high, very high for ball 3. Brings up a 3-1 count with 2 outs here in the top of the third. And here's the thing. Center Grove scored 6 runs in 2 innings. I mean, two runs in an inning. I know it's easier to say said than done. It's a pretty accomplishable task as that ball makes contact. They called him safe. So the ball made contact over to the shortstop. Shortstop gets the ball to first place. I'll say it how I feel is in time. The umpire said otherwise. And now Coach Medley is out there having a conversation, and he is not happy as he's chirping at the umpire on his way back.
I feel from where we stand here, we're considerably distanced, but it looked like he held the bag. He may initially rolled off, but was able to roll back onto the bag in time to make the play. So, yeah, tough call there.
So Jude now here for the Red Devils, back against the wall. They've now given up a run this inning as they were able to get the runner in from third. Regardless whether the player was out at first or not, they were going to get that run here this inning, first run here in the third. Should have been more of a sacrifice grounder, but we're here nonetheless, strike 1.
If they would have made that play at first, this run would not have scored.
Because they already had 2. I got it.
2 outs,
Yep.
it's a routine play. So on a routine play, you don't have a timing call. So, yeah, this run would not have scored, even if he had crossed the plate before the play at first. It's just a routine infield play.
Ball was hit deep out to left field to Logan Belongia. We'll go ahead and take a break as Belongia reels that one in for route out 3. We'll be back with the bottom of the third here in just a moment on the Brendan Evans Show, brought to you by the Richmond Flying Mummies. Back here live, the Brendan Evans Show here for Regional 9 championship game. Leading off for the Red Devils is Dom McKinley, number 11 here, the senior, playing in his first game past sectionals for the Red Devils. First regional contest in in exactly 15 years here for the Red Devils. Here's the pitch from Grant. Big swing and a miss. McKinley was trying to tie up the ball game with that one. That pitch they called low, so it's a 2-1 count now. A lot of credit to the guys running the scoreboard downstairs as well. It's not too often that you look up and expect it to change, and it's already been changed before you could look. Contact made out to the shortstop. Shortstop makes the play over to first baseman, and that one is out. So that'll bring up number 22.
23, Jalen Lewis.
23, I read the jersey wrong, so that's Jalen Lewis, the catcher here for the Red Devils. Besides his at-bat early in the game, I believe in the second inning actually, he's not played terribly. He's played fairly well. First pitch is a ball. That one dropped by Center Grove catcher. Big swing and a big miss from Jalen Lewis again. Typically, I would have said that probably would have been a ball if he didn't swing at that one, but with this umpire, you never know. There's the ball again, that one low, and it looks like he's starting to bring a lot more heat with that fastball there.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, we're starting to see him pick up the pace here in the bottom of the third inning from where he was in the first. That one fouled off, and it almost came on up our direction if it didn't catch the pole there.
Grant's starting to work a little faster from the mound to the plate. I know earlier in the year he was clocked at 97, 98 mile an hour with a fastball.
Really?
Yeah.
So I've just been informed that Grant has been clocked this season at 97 and 98 miles an hour with a fastball. Goes to show exactly why he's a committed pitcher for the University of Tennessee. And this brings up the top of the lineup again. Here comes Xander Jude. Again, neither pitcher has been able to, besides the last time, one for Center Grove, have been able to do anything. There's the pitch right there. It's strike one for Jude. Contact made. This time is going to be fouled off down the third base line. Made it about halfway before it went out of play, and we just got a huge gust of wind from behind us, from home plate to second base, and man, does that wind feel good up here. Very, very hot day. Very sunny here in Center Grove. Strike three swinging for Jude to retire the inning. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll have more regional baseball. Richmond trails 7-0. Back here live, the Brendan Evans Show at Center Grove High School. Richmond off of a big win against Pendleton Heights for the first sectional championship in 15 years, 30th as a school. In danger of ending this historic run here is against Center Grove in the regional championship round. First pitch from Jude is called a ball. That one's going to be a ball inside as well. That was high and inside for ball 2. No runners on. No outs here in the top of the 4th. Deep ball out to center field. Darwin Rowan chasing it down, and that one is out of here for the Trojans. First home run of the game and first home run of the regional tournament. Thankfully for the Red Devils, nobody on base. It's a one-run homer. But you gotta love that for Gannon Grant, the senior. His potential last game from Center Grove High School, and he homers off one. Congratulations to that young man. Do you know where he's going to play college?
Gannon or
Oh, that was TCU.
yeah, TCU.
Right. So Gannon Grant going to TCU.
Gannon's going to Tennessee.
Okay, Tennessee.
Brady's going to TCU.
Got it.
And your question about twins, I think you brought up that Grady may be a junior, so maybe not twins, but
So Gannon going to Texas. I apologize. Big swing, big miss. That time by number 26, Hudson Stewart, the senior. It's a 1-2 count now here for the Red Devils. Xander Jude giving up a home run. Here's the pitch. That one way outside. I think Richmond fans were still holding their breath. You never know if that one's going to be called a strike or not. 8 hits, 8 runs now for the Trojans. Richmond now accorded with 3 errors as well defensively.
the outside pitch has not been friendly to either team, but they have been consistent.
Here's the pitch from Jude. Big swing, big miss again for strike 3. First out of the inning here for the Red Devils.
Number 4, Tristan German.
And here comes Coach Medley to the mound. I don't think Xander Jude is okay.
No, he pulled up after that last initial strike. Not sure what he has going on, but they have the official out there. This is just a medical conference, so this won't be charged to the team.
Coach Wilson and Coach Medley now both out at the mound. Wilson giving a fist bump to Jude before heading off the mound. Nothing too serious, I hope. So it's an 0-0 count here with 1 out. 1 hit, 1 home run. Already given up this inning by Jude. Here's the pitch. That one, big swing and a miss. A lot of movement on that ball. Started in the top left of the corner and moved all the way to the bottom right. And it may have even slipped out of the zone, in my opinion.
I think so. A lot of movement.
Terrific pitch there by Jude. And here comes another one. That one, big miss again. That time for strike 2 here. Tristan Yerman, number 4, is at bat here. The senior for the Center Grove Trojans. Here's another pitch. Check swing. That one on the outside of the other batter's box, and he almost swung at that one as well. Pitch up and away. That one coming over to the first baseman, and it's a pop out in the infield. 2 outs here now. And this is what I'm talking about. The second that ball is called out, my eyes are on the play, and I immediately go to make sure that wasn't out number 3, and they've already changed it. So they've done a terrific job in the scoreboard here tonight, because that's what they don't get enough credit. That is a very, very hard job to do down there.
It really, really is. It's a lot more than just, out with 2 outs here and there. There's a lot of things.
First pitch by Jude, big swing and a miss. Funny story I've got for you. My grandfather and I used to work PA here for a collegiate team, the Richmond Jazz, before the Mummies came in and took over. And my grandfather would always complain about the scoreboard never being right. It was always late. Pitch fouled off to right field territory. And he would just always bicker and complain. He always complained about something, whether it was the umpires or scoreboard. He loved to complain. Now, when it came time for one game on a Sunday afternoon after church, one of our guys called off. Of course, it was the scoreboard guy. So instead of me doing it myself, I made my grandfather go do it.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Never complained again about the scoreboard.
That's great. That's a great.
Never complained again.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know until you get in that boat and start rowing it yourself.
There's the pitch and a swing. Ball is dropped. Ball 3, strikeout. And the catcher is able to get the ball over to first baseman for the 3rd out of the game. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. You're listening to the Brendan Evans Show, presented by the Richmond Flying Mummies. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters at bat, on deck, and in the hole here for Richmond. This Center Grove crowd might be the loudest crowd I've ever heard at a high school baseball game right now. Ball is fouled off and straight into the Richmond dugout. There's still a lot of attention looking back in the dugout. Medley's come over. I hope everyone's okay. Head coach Mike Medley positions himself as the first base coach here for the Red Devils. Coach Medley calling for a trainer over to the dugout. I hope everything's okay down there. That pitch is wide inside. It's a 1-2 count here for Tyrell Brown. Here's the pitch, fouled off. Baseball's come out to the umpire. Richmond still trying to track down a trainer. Maybe there is a trainer and they're just waiting for a break in the play. I don't know, but if you have an opportunity, if you need a trainer, I think the game should allow the trainer to walk past. I've got to pay attention. Another foul ball right behind us.
They're gradually getting a little closer and a little closer. Yeah, I would agree on the trainer. Once the play's over, we hold that. We get what we need in the right place.
Tyrell Brown, strikeout looking. And still no movement from the trainer. I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe they went around, but I think I'm looking right at him. Weston Jones now here for the Red Devils. Strike one. Tyrell Brown leading off here. He sat down for out one. Strikeout looking here for the Tennessee commit. Fouled off there for Weston Jones. It's an 0-2 count. Jay Burdett on deck here for the Red Devils. In the last inning, Gannon Grant had 12 pitches. A total of 39 for the game. Obviously, that's changed by about 4 pitches now, maybe 5. 12 pitches to sit down 3 batters.
And then tops it off with a home run.
And then tops it off with a home run. That's right. That one way inside, called a strike as well. So that was strike number 3, out number 2. And here comes Jay Burdett.
Number 13, J.U. Burnett.
Jay Burdett is a 3-sport athlete, plays football in the fall, basketball in the winter, and baseball, obviously, in the spring. Oh, smacked him right in the head. That one had to hurt. Went off of his bat first, tried to go for a bunt, and went right off of his forehead. And I tell you, there were a couple fans that were screaming that it went off of his bat. That was their first reaction. That's kind of, I don't know if I like that, but Jay Burdett is hurt. He is laid down on the ground. We're going to go ahead and go to break while they tend to this young man. We'll be back here with more regional baseball on the Brendan Evans Show. Back here live on the Brendan Evans Show, you hear the applause from the fans on both sides here as Jay Burdett, I don't know how, is now coming back into the batter's box to finish his at bat here. It's an 0-1 count here for the Red Devils, and Jay Burdett, what happened was he tried to lay down a bunt, and it came right off of his back, smacked his helmet, and hit him hard enough to knock his helmet out, and then ended up laying on the ground, was a little hurt. I didn't expect him to come back in this ball game, yet here he is. Takes that pitch as a ball. Makes contact that time over the third baseman. No, he's able to leap up and grab it. He's off the bag. Oh, no. He is off the bag. The first baseman is before the out. And Jay Burdett slid in while the first baseman's in the air, and they're saying Jay is out. Unbelievable. That is horrible. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more Richmond's regional baseball presented by the Richmond Flying Mummies. Back here live, regional baseball from Center Grove High School here in Center Grove, Indiana. Richmond down, serving as the home team, 8-0 in the top of the fifth. Here's the pitch, and he hit the batter. New pitcher here this time is number 16, Cameron Rodriguez. One pitch, one batter, one walk. That'll bring up the 9-hitter. Reed Sala, number 3 here for Center Grove. And you start to worry because here's your 10-run rule comes into effect with your 10 run at the plate now. Here's the pitch. That one far and outside in the dirt. Jalen Lewis was able to track that one down pretty quick and able to keep the runner at first. Contact made down the third base line, fouled off before he could get to the plate. And what I'm being told now is, expect Center Grove to get a little bit more aggressive in the base running. They've been really aggressive tonight. all game, really, all afternoon and morning, but do you expect them to get a little bit more aggressive? If they could end this game 2 innings early and head into semi-state next Saturday, they will. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. Stolen base from first to second. Long shot out to Logan Belongia, and that runner has to go back to first. He had a really good jump on that ball. However, that does bring us back to the top of the lineup, I believe. It does. Drake McClurg now the junior here for the Trojans. We've avoided foul balls back here so far tonight. We'll see how that goes for the rest of the morning, the rest of the afternoon. My times are all jacked up, I tell you. Here's the pitch. That one in the dirt way before it even got to the batter. No attempt on the steal attempt out from first to second. So now you got a runner on second. Eight hits and 8 runs given up by Richmond's pitchers collectively. Rodriguez now with a walk as well. That ball, I was going to say just outside the zone, but you never know if it's just outside or a mile outside with this guy. So it's Rodriguez now. Here's the pitch. That one high. Going to bring up ball 3, strike 0. If you're Rodriguez, you expect this one to be placed right in the middle. Just float it in there, try to get this guy to extend the at-bat. And that's exactly what he did. Got that one inside the zone. Strike 1, ball 3. One out here in the top of the 5th. One runner on base, and he is at second, getting a good lead off. Rodriguez gets set, checks the runner. Here's the pitch, makes contact, and that one right into the Richmond dugout again. Not as much attention needed this time. This one on the near side of the dugout. No trainer needed this time, thankfully. Here's the pitch. That one in the dirt and underneath the batter. Catcher gets the ball. Now, how? Couldn't make a play on it because the batter started walking right in front of the catcher. Couldn't. At what point does that become interference?
I would think if he was making an attempt or it looked like he might have been making an attempt, they might have looked at that. But that's somewhat kind of what they call a train wreck, where everything just kind of comes together right there, and could go either way.
Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. Contact made out to deep center field. Darwin Rowan gets underneath it and is able to bring it in. However, they did get one run in, so that is now 9-0. Remember, the run rule is 10-0 after 5. So if Center Grove gets one more run here, game could be over at the end of the inning if Richmond is still scoreless. Last time Richmond saw the one-run rule was round 2 of the sectional tournament, where they were actually the winners on the better side of the run rule against Muncie Central, being up 12-0. Here comes the steal at first. Here's the deep shot out to right field, and Richmond extends this ball game and stops the runs 9-0. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Britton and Evans Show, presented to you by the Richmond Flying Mummies.
5, 6, 7 hitters go up for Richmond. Leading off, number 5, Logan Belongia.
Logan Belongia here leading off for the Red Devils back here on the Brendan Evans Show, presented by the Richmond Flying Mummies here. Richmond is down 9-0 at the bottom of the 5th inning. Logan Belongia here up to bat. That one's going to be low of the zone. Ball 1, no strikes. That one was in the batter's box once again. This guy's all over the place. 1-1. Hey, you know, it might have been a bad call, but at least he's consistently bad in that area. There's contact out to the shortstop. It's a ground out over to first. And there was no elevation after it hit the ground. That one hit the ground and it just dove straight in, rolled out to the shortstop. Kind of a tough play to make from that angle. He kind of sidearmed it over to the first baseman. Good play there by the shortstop. So one out here for the Red Devils. Logan Belongia still struggling at bat here. First pitch is on the way, and I believe we have is that a new pitcher or same pitcher from Center Grove? Grant still on the mound here for Center Grove. Couldn't quite see the number from the angle. Darwin Rowan, strike 2 swinging after the first one. There's the pitch again. Third swinging strike there for Darwin Rowan. And that one is going to be back-to-back strikeouts, looking to strike out the inning. Jamison Hall is coming up next here for the Red Devils, number 24. He's a junior. And if this is the last game here for the Red Devils, they need an exciting inning here to be able to make that happen. Already with 2 outs and 1 strike here for Jamison Hall. You got to think these juniors on the team are what's really going to elevate this team next year and bring some excitement. Try to get back to this point next year. Oh, and there went the popcorn. Ball fouled off into the fans, and that one, I think they got scared, and maybe it's a drink. They just kind of like shoved their drink in front of it. Good hand-eye coordination there to block that ball. It's an 0-2 count here, 2 outs in the ball game, and that one is inside and in the dirt for ball 1. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one far outside. That one way outside as well. Brings up a full count, 3-2 count. Not too often we've seen Grant in this position. The Tennessee commit has really been able to keep this under control for the majority of the evening. Time called now by Jamison Hall. Full count ahead of him with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Third swinging strike, 3 up, 3 down. Once again for Grant. I believe that's probably the 3rd or 4th time we've seen that happen here in this ball game. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more regional baseball from Center Grove High School. You're listening to the Brendan Evans Show, presented to you by the Richmond Flying Mummies. A ton of changes here now.
6 hitters go for Center Grove. Leading off will be number 1, Grpve.
A ton of changes now for the Red Devils. On the mound, I said earlier we didn't think he'd be back up to bat. Now he is pitching as JV and Burdett. That one high and outside. Oh, he put his hand up. I thought he was about to call that a strike. Oh, that one was so far outside. That would have been hilarious. Don McKinley now catching for the Red Devils, the senior. That one high. Looks like Darren Canlish is the third baseman. I can't see a ton of other numbers. Looks like Jamison Hall's still where he's at. And I can't see the outfield at all. Third ball called there. So it's a 3-0 count now. No outs here in the top of the 6th inning. That one is a ball as well. So in his last at-bat at home, at least presumably, Gannon Grant, the Tennessee commit, gets walked, and he's going to make his way off. And he'll get courtesy run over from first base. So you got to think that's probably the last time we'll see him tonight. 5 innings does count as a complete game, so I'd be surprised if they brought him back out tonight to pitch. Don McKinley, the catcher here for the Red Devils, gets that one high and outside of the zone. That one's ball 1. Jay Burdett still to throw a strike here in this contest. Here's the pitch. That one went at the batter. And the courtesy runner, number 21, Braylon Story, is going to get a base. Here's the pitch. That one would have been his first strike of the ball game, but it's fouled off. 2-1 now. Two-one count. Runner on second. Jay Burdett checks the runner at second. And here comes the pitch. Right-handed over and into the gap. That one deep in the gap between 7 and 8. One run is brought in. And Darren Canlish ends up with the ball over at third as they hold the runner at second. It's an RBI double.
Number 4, Tristan Yerman.
Tristan Yerman now coming up. Richmond has put in mostly reserves now. Or at least secondary positions for these guys. Here's the pitch.
The look on your face says it all.
That ball was, I mean, at this point, it's kind of expected. You start widening your zone, helping Richmond close this game out, you know what I mean? So, down 10-0 now. You get into a run rule. Richmond's last at-bat is next, and I guess it makes a little bit more sense when you think about it that way. But still, man, as if the guy's zone wasn't far enough. And there's another ball for ball. That one's ball 1, strike 2. Oh, geez, man. That was terrible. Runner on second. Here's the pitch from Burdett. Contact made out to shallow right field. That one is going to be fielded. It's going to be a fly out that time. Again, it's a little hard to see as far out as they are. I believe that was Malachi Moore who made the catch that time. Malachi Moore, a senior, seeing his first inning this game. First pitch called a ball here. Jay Burdett trying to close out this game here for the Red Devils and get on to the next inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a big miss from the Trojans. Started to walk away and take his gloves off like he struck out there for a second. Cloud appreciation moment here. Did not last long, and the sun is back. Pickoff attempt at second base, no good. That runner safe. Here's the pitch from Burdett. That one inside, and I think it hit him. Richmond's arguing that it hit the bat.
Number 17, Jackson Burnett.
Here's Jay Burnett versus the pitcher, Jay Burdett. Runner on first and second. Still hasn't reset the scoreboard yet. They're still calling it a 1-1 count. There it is. 0-0 now here. That pitch is up and high. And, you know, this is the first time I've seen Burdett pitch, but I feel like he's got a solid arm on him. He's got a little bit of control. If he had more time pitching this year, he probably would be doing okay.
Yeah, you know, it's a tough situation with them. I mean, 9, 10 runs down, regional game, Center Grove, #1 team in the state. So, yeah, he's doing well considering all of those factors.
Another pitch way outside. Center Grove up 10 runs to Richmond's none, and their fans are still complaining about it. Big swing, big miss. Strikeout number 2. So Jay Burdett is 3 strikes away from retiring the side here. Sawa's now up. We're getting a little bit of a signal from the umpire. What was...
So he was telling him there's 2 outs, he's going to stay home. There's no rotation on the play. We have a runner on second, runner on first. So he was just signaling 2 outs, pointing to his wrist, timing play. He's staying home to cover the play at home, the potential play at home.
So ball 1, strike 0, 2 outs here. Runners on second and third off of the wild pitch. Here's the pitch now, and that one out just outside. Typically, I would say pretty far outside, but I have no idea where this guy's strike zone is. Sometimes I wonder if he does. All right, back to the ball game here. Pitch, that one, perfect timing. That one outside once again in the right-handed or left-handed batter's box. And is still called foul, or called a strike.
These pitches are actually going in Richmond's favor, and you even got some oohs and ahs from their side about some of these called strikes. So
Pitch from Burdett, and again, these foul balls just keep getting closer and closer. I swear Center Grove is trying to take us out. 2-2 count now here in the top of, in the top of the 6th inning. Center Grove has already scored 1 run. Contact again, that one a little bit further away from us, but it's fouled off in right field territory. Two count here with 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Burdett, and that one way inside, almost hit Sawa. So it's a 3-2 count now, full count here for the Trojans. That one made contact into the infield. Pitcher comes over, throws the ball, and he is safe at first base. Tough luck there by Burdett and the rest of the Red Devil team. McClurg is back up now in the top of the lineup. I said earlier that was probably going to be the last time we see the Tennessee commit. Now here we are. Wonder if he'll be back in.
Let's see if he makes it to his plate appearance. They'll lead him into bat for sure.
Time called by Richmond here. Don McKinley having a conversation with Coach Wilson. Not sure what's happening here, but they figured it out pretty quickly. Maybe there was just a equipment malfunction once again here for Richmond this time instead of just Center Grove. Don McKinley is definitely not the usual pitcher that the Red Devils go with. The Red Devils out their number one catcher, not the pitcher, I apologize. Red Devils out their number one catcher for the majority of the season, if not all season. Jay Burdett here on the mound. Runners on the corners at first and third. 2 outs here in the ball game. Top of the 6th inning. Richmond has yet to score this game, and on the other side of the ball, they have yet to hold Center Grove scoreless for even an inning. Always scoring at least 1 run per inning in this ball game. Here comes the pitch. Contact made out to right field, and that one is on the ground out to the right fielder. So that makes 11 hits here for the Trojans. Here's the pitch. Jay Burdett wide outside and into the backstop. "85 degrees here from Center Grove High School. Not much wind. A little bit from behind us, but not too much. Ball went behind the catcher. I think that one just goes to, Don McKinley hasn't played catcher too many times this season and just got out of his range from what he thought he could grab. Is this the same umpire crew for the next game as well?
No, sir. No, sir. For the regionals, they will have 4 different umpires for that game.
Ball is behind the catcher that time.
Next game will be Shelbyville Cathedral 3A game. Start time 3 o'clock.
Tentative start time. Or is it 3 o'clock or is it? I thought it was 1.
I think it's 3.
Okay.
They have some time in between, and I haven't seen any of the other teams arrive yet. Don't see any of their buses. So the information that I have, I believe it is 3 o'clock.
3 balls, 1 strike now here for Jay Burdett. 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. 3 runs already scored, 2 runners on base. That one caught the zone for strike 2. Here's the pitch from Burdett. And they walked him. Here's Grady Grant, the TCU commit. Contact made deep out to right field, and it's brought in for a fly out for the Red Devils. That was 2 outs. We're going to go ahead and take a break going into the bottom of the 6th and potential end of the ball game here. We'll be back in just a moment on the Britton Evans Show, presented to you by the Richmond Flying Mummies.
Eight, 9 one-hitters go up for the Red Devils. Leading off, number 11, Dominic McKinley.
Don McKinley leading off here for the Red Devils in the bottom of the 6th inning. What could be the last inning of Don McKinley's career, potentially his last at bat. That ball comes in low of the zone. And interestingly enough, they bring in the Texas commit, Grandin Grant, to close out this ball game, hopefully, for Center Grove. That ball fouled off, so it's a 1-1 count. So 1-2 count here for Grant. Don McKinley in the left-hand batter's box. Here comes the pitch. That one outside. And the umpire's been calling those all day long, and now he doesn't.
And that one was actually close.
That ball was placed maybe an inch more outside than the last one, and he calls that one a strike.
I say you're being generous with an inch. I think it was.
This guy's, and not to offend anyone, I understand these guys have a hard job, but this guy's been horrible all night, but at least up until this point, he's been consistently horrible.
Yeah, that was not great.
Jiminy Christmas. First pitch swung at and missed. That time is Malachi Moore, the right fielder. Oh, and he smacks him right in the side of the head. And he gets right back up and throws his bat. Malachi Moore says, "Let me play." They call for the trainer. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Let them tend to him for just a moment. We'll be right back on the Britton Evans Show, presented to you by the Richmond Flying Mummies. So Darren Chandlish to come in to bat here for the Red Devils. Sincere Russell's going to courtesy run here for Malachi Moore. Malachi Moore getting checked out by the trainers. He was hit hard, and that one wasn't off the bat. That one was straight into his head. So the Tennessee commit now, Brant. 0-1 count here. Well, it should be an 0-0 count with one out here, runner on first. There's the pitch, and again, right in the same spot. At what point is it dangerous to have him out there? Not saying he doesn't have control, but he's pitched a lot tonight. Maybe 3 batters ago. Because you definitely don't want to see anyone else from the other team get hurt. But let's look at it kind of selfishly for Center Grove here. Does this hurt his chances with Tennessee? Does this put him in a worse spot? Anything like that?
I wouldn't imagine that it would.
Strike there right down the pipe. It's a 1-2 count now here. It shouldn't be a 1-2 count. It's a 1-1 count. I gave the guys on the scoreboard a lot of credit just for them to mess me up now, but that's all right. I'll forgive them. It's a 1-2 count now after that pitch by Candlish is swung on big time and missed. Trying to keep the Red Devils in this ball game with a deep hit. Here's the pitch again, swing and a miss for strikeout. Number 1 of the inning. And that'll bring up number 1, Corey Day. Corey Day here is a senior alongside Darren Candlish as well. Here's the pitch. That one right down the middle. Corey Day just looked at it. Another swing, another miss here. 2 strikes, no balls, 2 outs. Runner on first with Sincere Russell. Here comes the pitch from Brant, and that one strikes out the inning. This ball game is over. 12 runs to 10. The Red Devils drop this one. The regional championship game goes to the Center Grove Trojans.
Well, Brandon, thanks for letting me sit in today.
Of course, man. It's been fun.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining. Again, brought to you by the Richmond Flying Mummies. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this broadcast. We will catch you guys later. We will have a post-show posted probably tomorrow, actually, with Coach Medley. We'll see if we can't get something in with him, and if not, then we'll see if we can't get something scheduled with him for later on. But for right now, my name is Brendan Evans. I appreciate you guys for joining us on the Brendan Evans Show, again, presented by the Richmond Flying Mummies.